The inaugural American sitcom, spotlighting a black two-parent family, Good Times, stands out as one of the most revolutionary and warmly remembered shows in U.S. television history. Commencing in 1974, this immensely successful series enjoyed a 6-season run. It revolved around the Evans family, with Florida Evans taking center stage, a character initially introduced in the fellow 70s sitcom Maude, itself derived from the earlier show All in the Family. Follow closely, as Good Times claims the distinction of being the very first spin-off from a spin-off. Contrary to what one might expect from such spin-off genealogy, Good Times wasn't a mere supplementary branch of its sitcom lineage. Instead, it wielded political significance while offering ample doses of humor. Set in a fictional Chicago housing project, modeled after renowned, tough neighborhoods like the Cabrini Green Homes projects depicted in its opening credits, the show's characters confronted challenges ranging from street violence and corrupt authorities to financial struggles and eviction. This not only made a social impact, but also established a genuine connection with their audience, a feat achieved by only a handful of sitcoms. Now, let's catch up with our favorite actors and see how life's treating them after the show wrapped up. 1. Esther Rolla as Florida Evans. Esther Rolla, the prominent actress at the forefront of Good Times portraying the matriarch Florida Evans, passed away in 1998, just a mere 9 days following her 78th birthday. Before succumbing to complications stemming from diabetes, she boasted a lengthy and triumphant career on the screen. Florida served as the heartbeat of the show, initially introduced as the housekeeper for the titular character in the series Maude. Instrumental in shaping the sitcom's trajectory and deeply committed to its underlying message, Rolla vehemently advocated for the inclusion of John Amos' character, James Evans, as the father figure, challenging the original script's depiction of her as yet another black single mother. As reported by Variety, she asserted, "I told them I couldn't compound the lie that black fathers don't care about their children." Proud of the family life she portrayed on television, Rolla's activism for authentic black representation earned her the NAACP Chairman's Civil Rights Leadership Award in 1990, a historic achievement as the first woman to receive this accolade. Rolla's contributions to Good Times garnered her a Golden Globe nomination in 1979. Subsequently, she clinched an Emmy for her supporting role in the World War II drama Summer of My German Soldier. Notably, she made appearances in the Academy Award-winning Driving Miss Daisy. At the pinnacle of her screen career, she even ventured into the music scene, releasing a funk and soul album titled Garden of My Mind in 1975. Demonstrating unwavering dedication, Rolla continued working until the very end, with her final film, Train Ride, shot in 1998 and posthumously released in 2000. 2. Ralph Carter as Michael Evans. Michael Evans, a character in the television sitcom Good Times, was portrayed by actor Ralph Carter. The show originally aired from 1974 to 1979. Michael is the youngest child of James and Florida Evans, and he is the brother of JJJ, Thelma, and Bookman. Carter commenced his Broadway journey at a mere 9 years of age in the production of The Me Nobody Knows. Following stints in Tough to Get Help, Dude, and Via Galactica, he secured his breakthrough role as Travis Younger in Raisin. This earned him the 1973 Drama Desk Award for Most Promising Performer, along with the 1974 Theatre World Award and a nomination for the 1974 Tony Award for Best Featured Actor in a Musical. In 1975, Carter produced an album titled Young and in Love and presented the track When You're Young and in Love on Soul Train. Both this song and Extra Extra, Read All About It, reached number 10 and number 12 on the charts, respectively. In 1985, he unveiled a single named Get It Right. In 2005, Carter joined the cast of Ain't Supposed to Die a Natural Death for the Classical Theater of Harlem Company. 3. Jeanette Dubois as Willona Woods. Jeanette Dubois, also known professionally as Jeanette Dubois, portrayed the local gossip and friend of the Evans family, Willona Woods, on Good Times. She passed away from natural causes in 2020 after a remarkable and successful 81 years. Assuming the role of the sitcom's star in the 5th season of 1977, during Esther Rolle's temporary departure before returning for the 6th and final season, Dubois became an integral part of Good Times from its inception to its conclusion. Even prior to joining the Evans family, she broke ground for black representation in the 70s soap opera Love of Life, where her character, Loretta Allen, was among the first black women to have a regular role in a daytime television series. Similar to her Good Times co-star Esther Rolle, Dubois enjoyed musical success. If you're a fan of The Jeffersons, a sister sitcom to Good Times produced by Norman Lear, you've likely heard her impressive vocals on its theme song Movin' On Up, a song she also co-wrote. With a career that began in the showbiz hub of 1960s Broadway, her multifaceted talents are hardly surprising. Lauded as a community activist by the Chicago Crusader, she founded the Dubois Academy of Theater Arts and Sciences for teenagers in Long Island, New York, as well as the Dubois Care Foundation to support youth after-school programs. A vocal advocate for black representation in the arts, she co-established Los Angeles Pan-African Film and Arts Festival in 1992. Another invaluable initiative solidifying her enduring legacy. 4. Albert Reed as Alderman Fred Davis. Portraying the dubious and disreputable local politician Fred C. Davis on Good Times, Albert Reed Jr. passed away at the age of 76 in 1986, marking the first loss among the sitcom's cast. Davis, a parody of corrupt politics, incorporated catchphrases from the maligned and recently resigned President Nixon. Despite being disliked by fellow characters, Reed's performance resonated positively with audiences. Interestingly, Reed had a real-life background in law enforcement alongside his acting career. Serving as a security officer, he maintained a dual career until retirement, holding the position of Chief of Security at LA International Airport. Fandom notes that his role on Good Times wasn't the only instance of art imitating life. In 1970, he appeared in the film Airport while concurrently working at the airport. Balancing his roles as a screen star and security guard, Reed took on various film projects, with another notable performance in the 1972 film Where Does It Hurt? His television presence included playing Dr. Joshua Barnes in the children's series The Secrets of Isis and supporting characters in Good Times contemporaries like The Jeffersons and Sanford and Son. 5. Bernadette Stanis as Thelma Evans. Thelma Evans, portrayed by actress Bernadette Stanis, was a central character in the 1970s sitcom Good Times. Thelma was the only daughter of James and Florida Evans, making her a sibling to J.J., Michael, and the occasional foster child. The character, known for her beauty and strong-willed personality, added depth and dynamics to the Evans family. One of 5 siblings, Stanis was born and raised in the Brownsville neighborhood of Brooklyn, New York City. Her paternal grandparents hailed from Carriacou in the Grenadine Islands. She attended Erasmus Hall High School and later enrolled at the Juilliard School. During her teenage years, Stanis entered the Miss Black America pageant and subsequently earned the title of Miss Brooklyn, achieving first runner-up status in the Miss New York State pageant. Stanis has experienced 4 marriages. Her initial marriage was to high school sweetheart Thomas Fauntleroy, lasting from June 1974 to 1978. Following that, she married Brooklyn nightclub owner Darnell Johnson in January 1979. Stanis's third union was with mechanical engineer Terrence Redd, resulting in the birth of their daughter Dio Ravel around April 1982, after which they divorced. Her 4th spouse is Kevin Fontana. A 2012 article mentioned a 31-year marriage, while other sources indicate Stanis was married to Redd circa 1981. Stannis also is a mother to another child, daughter Brittany Rose. She currently resides in Atlanta, Georgia with her children. 6. Jimmy J.J. Walker as James J.J. Evans, Jr. J.A.J. Evans was known for his distinctive catchphrase, "Dynamite," and his aspirations to become a successful artist. Jimmy Walker's comedic timing and charismatic portrayal of J.J. contributed to the popularity of the character and the overall success of the show. Jimmy entered the world on June 25, 1947, in the challenging South Bronx area of New York. Originally, his aspirations did not revolve around entertainment. Basketball held his primary interest, but the notion that a lanky, slender teenager could rise to become a basketball star didn't seem plausible. Consequently, he abruptly left school and engaged in various odd jobs until wisely deciding to return to night classes at Theodore Roosevelt High School, ultimately earning himself a diploma. During an appearance on The Wendy Williams Show on June 27, 2012, Walker mentioned that he has never experienced marriage or fatherhood, but has had numerous romantic relationships. On The O'Reilly Factor on July 11, 2012, he declared that he did not cast his vote for Barack Obama in 2008 and maintained that he would not support him in the 2012 election. In a CNN interview, Walker characterized his political stance as that of a realist independent and expressed his opposition to affirmative action, believing it had exceeded its usefulness. He also conveyed his moral objection to gay marriage, but indicated that he supported its legalization, asserting that it was not a cause worth fighting against. 7. John Amos as James Evans, Sr. James Evans, Sr., portrayed by John Amos in Good Times, was the central figure of the Evans family. The character was the hard-working and principled patriarch who struggled to provide for his family in the challenging environment of a Chicago housing project. Born on December 27, 1939, John initially worked as a copywriter in advertising, served as a social worker at New York's Vera Institute of Justice, and played semi-professional football in both America and Canada before finding his true calling as an actor. In recent times, John has found success with recurring roles on The West Wing and The District. More recently, he graced the unconventional series Men in Trees, 2006, featuring Anne Heche. John Amos is the proud parent of 2 children from his former spouse, Noel Amos, including son K.C. Amos, who is a director, writer, producer, and editor, and daughter Shannon Amos, a director, writer, and producer. Amos is also a doting grandparent, with 1 granddaughter named Quiera Williams. 8. Johnny Brown as Nathan Bookman. Nathan Bookman serves as the housing project's laid-back superintendent, portrayed by Johnny Brown in the series. Making his debut in the Season 2 episode titled The Family Business. Bookman began as a recurring character and later evolved into a main character in Season 3, gracing a total of 58 episodes throughout the show's duration. A nightclub promoter and entertainer, Johnny Brown's early claim to fame was as a regular cast member on the television series Laugh-In. Brown is fondly remembered for his robust figure, charming smile, expressive facial gestures, and a relaxed, amiable comedic style. On March 2, 2022, Johnny Brown passed away in Los Angeles at the age of 84. He collapsed shortly after leaving a doctor's appointment for his pacemaker and was declared deceased upon arrival at the hospital. Beginning his recording career after touring with Sam the Man. Taylor since 1958, Brown released his first record on Columbia Records, titled Walkin', Talkin', Kissin' Doll, B.W. Sundown, in February 1961. At the young age of 23, this promotional release included a special insert detailing his background, refer to the picture. His subsequent record, issued in early 1968 on Atlantic Records, featured You're Too Much in Love with Yourself, B.W. Don't Dilly Dally Dolly, the latter showcasing his impressive impression of Louis Armstrong. Initially available on Crest Records, this release added to his musical repertoire. 9. Janet Jackson as Millicent Penny Woods. Millicent Penny. Gordon Woods emerges as a prominent character in the CBS TV series Good Times during seasons 5 and 6. The role of Penny is brought to life by the multifaceted artist Janet Jackson, recognized for her talents in acting, singing, dancing, and recording. Janet Jackson was born on May 16, 1966, in Gary, Indiana. Janet Demita Jo Jackson is the youngest of 10 children to Katherine Jackson, née Catherine Esther Screws, and musician Joe Jackson. Prior to her birth, her brothers had already formed the Jackson Five. While they lived a lavish life in Los Angeles, Janet stayed at home with her sisters. Eventually, she joined them, and amidst her brothers' rising fame, she secured a deal with Motown. Although initially in their shadow, Janet carved out her own successful path. At 18, Janet Jackson eloped with singer James DeBarge in September 1984, annulling the marriage in November 1985. In 1986, she commenced a relationship with dancer, songwriter, director René Elizondo Jr. The couple married in secret in March 1991, with the divorce becoming public later. Elizondo filed a lawsuit leading to a settlement, and the divorce was finalized in October 2003. From 2002 to 2009, Jackson dated music producer, rapper, songwriter Jermaine Dupri. In October 2006, Jackson met Qatari businessman Wissam Almana, and their relationship progressed to marriage in 2012, kept private. In January 2017, Jackson welcomed a son. However, in April 2017, the couple announced their separation and intentions to pursue a divorce. 10. Ben Powers as Keith Anderson. Keith Anderson makes an appearance in the ultimate season 6, of Good Times. Portrayed by the late actor Ben Powers, Keith, a professional football player, encounters Thelma. Their love story unfolds, culminating in marriage during the 4-part episode Florida's Homecoming, at the onset of season 6. Born in Brooklyn, New York City, Powers grew up in Providence, Rhode Island, attending the Rhode Island School of Design. His entry into the limelight occurred in the 1970s under the guidance of director Adrian Hall at Trinity Repertory Theater in his hometown. Alongside stage acting, Powers ventured into stand-up comedy, showcasing impressions, singing standards, and performing original music. Post-Good Times, Powers made guest appearances on various popular TV dramas and sitcoms of the 1980s, including Gimme a Break, Flamingo Road, The Greatest American Hero, The New Odd Couple, and Laverne and Shirley. He also secured a regular role on the CBS TV detective drama Mickey Spillane's Mike Hammer in 1984-85 until the lead, Stacy Keach, faced legal issues in London, leading to the show's cancellation during Keach's incarceration. Powers succumbed to liver cancer on April 6, 2015, at the age of 64 and underwent cremation. 11. Moses Gunn as Carl Dixon. Carl Dixon features in 6 episodes of Good Times during the 4th season, portrayed by Moses Gunn. Making his debut in the episode titled A Stormy Relationship, Carl hires Mikael for a summer job, leaving a profound impact on Mikael. The young character contemplates embracing atheism, prompting him to share his thoughts with the family. Born in St. Louis, Missouri, Moses Gunn was the child of Mary and George Gunn, a laborer and one of 7 siblings. Following his mother's death, the family dispersed, leading Moses to leave home and ride the railroad at the age of 12. Eventually returning to St. Louis, he attended school while residing with Jewel Ritchie, his English teacher. As a versatile character actor in film and television, Gunn also achieved success on the stage. His New York City stage debut was in the original off-Broadway production of Jean Genet's The Blacks, 1962. Gunn took on various Shakespearean roles in Joseph Papp's Shakespeare in the Park, earning an Obie Award for portraying Aaron in Titus Andronicus. In 1966, Gunn married Gwendolyn Mama Landis, becoming stepfather to her daughter Kirsten Sarah Landis. They welcomed a son, Justin, in 1970, who later pursued a career as a musician and composer in the Copenhagen-based band, the Reverend Shine Snake Oil Como. Moses Gunn passed away at the age of 64 in Guilford, Connecticut on December 16, 1993, succumbing to complications of asthma. Thank you for joining us on this nostalgic journey through the iconic cast of Good Times 1974. As we revisited the memorable characters and talented actors who brought them to life, it's clear that the impact of this groundbreaking sitcom extends far beyond the 70s. We hope you enjoyed witnessing the transformations and learning more about the lives of the cast members, both on and off the screen. Good Times not only entertained, but also tackled important social issues, leaving an indelible mark on television history. Let us know in the comments which cast member surprised you the most, or share your favorite Good Times memories. And, as always, if you have any suggestions for future episodes, we're all ears.